Welcome to ZKast, everyone. I'm ZS Caravallo from ZK Research, and I'm here inside PGA Studios with Elaine Chiasson from Amazon. Elaine, you run the global golf partnerships for Amazon, and what does that entail? It's not just PGA Tour, but a lot more.
No, it is a lot more. So PGA Tour is actually the pioneer, though. They are really the foundation of what we do in global golf, but I support 11 golf organizations, and the simplest form is golf teaching, touring, and rules organizations. This is what my team and I support.
Okay, and it is Players Championship Week, so it's a big week here.
Yes.
And we're here to talk, though, tech, AI, and innovation. In partnership with the PGA Tour, you rolled out a lot of new innovation this week.
Yes, we did.
And a lot of that was based on, before we get into what that was, it was based on a lot of the feedback from the Fan Forward initiative the PGA Tour did. So can you talk a little bit about that and what it told you that helped you develop a lot of the technology that you did?
Absolutely. Fan Forward is so important to us. It's obviously important to the Tour. Jay Monahan talked about that this week at his press conference, but the Tour kicked off this initiative last year, and basically what they do is there's a very diverse respondent group, about 50,000 they started with, that give input on how the Tour can improve, how they can serve their fans. And so what we did was there was one demographic, for example, in the 18 to 34 age group that really wanted more data and statistics available to them in Tourcast, because if you see Tourcast, for example, you see those great shot trails that ShotLink provides, but there wasn't the data and analytics that were presented on the shot trails, and they really wanted more of that.
Yeah, and just outside that age demographic, I guess. So
yes, yes.
Now you mentioned Tourcast, Tourcast has been available now for a little while.
Yes.
Describe what that is, though. I'm not sure everybody's familiar with Tourcast.
Okay, so Tourcast, highly recommend you either go on the PGA Tour website or in their app. It's available.
It's fantastic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It will so improve how you experience golf. So what you do is you go click on the leaderboard and then select a player, and then you can get to Tourcast. And what Tourcast really does is you own your own broadcast. So unfortunately, only like roughly 30% of the shots during a tournament make it on a linear broadcast or a streaming platform. This shows you every single shot from the first shot of the day and when the tournament starts to the last putt. And you can see that for any of the players, not just the leader group or the featured group. You can see the shots from every single player. So it's a wonderful way, whether you're at an event or at home watching it, to have that kind of experience to see what your favorite player is doing.
Yeah, and to give you a sense of 30%, I was reading in the press release, there's about 30,000 shots taken on every tournament.
Yes.
So if you take 30% of that, 9,000 are broadcast, 21,000 are missed.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. But you can see all those in Tourcast.
Yeah, and at this event also, in fact, was the launch of a new version of AI commentary, which we actually took a look at during the Tour Championship back at Eastlake when it was in beta. So what's new to that now, and what is it?
Okay, fantastic.
I love AI commentary.
I know. Yeah. The AI commentary is so exciting. That's a big launch. We've been working with the Tour over a year on this. We demoed, like you said, at Tour Championship. But the great thing about this is it's actually in production for fans to experience. So a lot of our customers that are using AI or generative AI, this is actually built on Amazon Bedrock. They are still like doing POCs and prototypes, but this is actually in production. And what this will allow you to do is it pops up into Tourcast. You'll see a little symbol that'll pop up that lets you know it's available. You click on it. It'll give you data and statistics on that shot, but not just that. We didn't stop there. The Tour said that's not good enough, and so we talk about why that shot is important. We give you the context on the shot and why you should care about what's the next shot.
Yeah, so, but wait, there's more.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
Always more with the Tour.
Yeah, no, I know that is, so you mentioned this using Bedrock, running on Amazon, on AWS, and it's been a few years. How long has the PGA Tour doing cloud production? Because they used to produce everything in their trucks locally, right?
That's right. We've actually been working with the Tour, me personally, 7 years, but they have been using Amazon services for decades, even AI services for decades. So this is nothing new to them. What they're doing now is just using generative AI. We started second half of 2023 with PGA Tour. They were an Amazon Bedrock launch partner. And so they have built a ton of internal competencies. And now they're able to go from idea into production on their own, building these capabilities. And really what we're building with Tourcast is just the foundation. So now we can use the same foundational technology and do different things on digital, or whether it's like virtual reality, augmented reality, we can do lots of things. So more to come.
Yeah, well, it's been a great partnership too. I was talking with Scott Gunnerman, who SVP of Digital and Broadcast for the PGA Tour, and he said, they really understand golf, but they don't really understand the technology.
That's right.
And so they need someone to help them understand what's possible and to ideate with, and you've been a great partner that way.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Out of the box, these large language models, they use Anthropic's cloud model in their architecture, but they don't know, these models don't know golf. So what the PGA Tour was, they built this rules engine, and that actually gives trains the model on golf specific terminology, which is huge.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Your off-the-shelf large language models would know a lot of the terminology there, yeah. And going back to the cloud production, would this have been possible the old way where they brought trucks around? Like, did the tour even look at trying to do it, with their standing up their own data centers?
Yeah. So we are actually coming to you, by the way, in the beautiful PGA Tour studios, which just launched in January. And originally when we worked with the tour and they were having all the planning for this building, they were originally in their control room going to have at least 1/3 more servers. So they were going to have a lot of servers here, and they were trying to do more remote production. Less, because it's so costly, and you introduce a lot of operational risk when you do it at the tournament. But so they're trying to centralize more here, and they were actually building out more servers and infrastructure, but instead they pulled a lot of those use cases and capabilities into the cloud.
Yeah, and it's funny because I've talked to the NHL and NFL about that too, where at first there's a disbelief that you could actually produce an event like this in the cloud.
That's right.
And then they try it, and it not only is faster, cheaper, it's better because it allows you to try and do things that you couldn't do before.
Yeah. Example is the World Feed. So that's the other big launch that is happening this week at the Players Championship. For the first time, PGA Tour is launching this feed that they're producing to 44 international media partners. And that, because of some of the things they're doing in the cloud, they're able to do these new wait till you see what we're doing internationally. It's going to be super exciting. Localized graphic, really customizing content for markets and the international players.
And how is it handling the translation capabilities to different languages?
Yes, so we're building, that's part of we're building up for some of their international events, is using our tools like Transcribe, for instance. They will be able to do instantaneous language translation. So we're doing some tests right now. Again, out of the box, Transcribe doesn't understand golf. So we're working on, putting in that golf content so that we can get, it's not only just golf content, but also some of the pronunciation of the international partners. We need to make sure we get that right.
Even the players.
Exactly.
Yeah, all right. And so what's next? I read synthetic voice coming, other exciting things coming?
Yes, we did an internal demo this week, taking the AI text commentary, the narrative commentary that's in Tourcast right now. We used some synthetic voices. And so we're testing that to launch. Hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe we'll be talking about that at Tour Championship, but I'm not making any promises. But what we want to do, and this will never replace broadcasters, like that's not the Tour's vision. You still have the announcers that are super important on the linear feeds, the streaming platforms, but for instance, with Every Shot Live that the Tour has at the Players Championship, you have 48 streams. And it's just not physically possible to have a commentator on all of those, and cost prohibitive. So what we want to do is use synthetic voice to add some color commentary to those 48 streams. Because right now it's just a lot of natural natural noise, birds chirping in the background.
Yeah, I can see use cases for that. And I got a sense for this when I went to the Ryder Cup over in Rome, and you'd see like an entire contingent of people from Norway cheering Victor Hovland.
Yes.
Right? And so I could see in that case, maybe you're driving and you want to listen shot by shot to what Victor Hovland's doing, but if he's down at the bottom of the leaderboard, you're not going to pick that up on a radio or TV broadcast, right? So a perfect use case for that, yeah.
That's exactly right, and that's the use case that the Tour is thinking about, is how you can watch the broadcast, but then also have a second screen to be able to watch your favorite player when you want to watch them, their entire round.
All right, so we had more AI commentary.
Yes.
The Fan Forward Initiative, driven by the Fan Forward Initiative, and the World
Feed.
With the World Feed. Anything else you want to cover?
I just think that right now, I just tell with the tour, what I absolutely love about them, they talk about they're not really a golf organization. They are a tech organization that delivers golf. So you're just going to see, I think, incredible groundbreaking innovations that are coming this year from the tour. We have all this rich data from ShotLink, and we have this now. We're putting advanced analytics, AI, Gen AI around it. So more to come.
Yeah, it's actually fascinating because if you were to just ask the average person their perception of golf 5-10 years ago, it's an old stodgy organization, right? Meant for an older demographic, but man, the stuff they've done, talking about internationalizing and expanding the scope of the audience has been tremendous. And you see out there the crowds out there, the diversity of people watching. Of all the sports, maybe PGA Tour has done the best job of trying to expand their brand into different demographics.
I definitely agree. I mean, they're so creative right now, really listening to their fans. I mean, a couple examples is their investment in TGL, the new tech-infused golf league, right, that launched this year. I went with my son, who's 23, and he enjoyed that like he's never enjoyed golf before. And we have Full Swing, just dropped season 3. My daughter's a big fan with that. I got her to the Players Championship just because she watched that.
She's running around out there?
Yeah, she's running around out there.
And even the use of Apple Vision Pro to visualize what it's like to play on the courses and things. It's all amazing stuff. So keep it up.
Okay, thank you so much.
As a fan of the game and somebody who cares about the internationalization of the game, thank you very much for what you're doing. And I hope to maybe catch it at East Lake and see what you come up with next.
We'll see you at Tour Championship. Thank you.
All right. So on behalf of Elaine Chiasson from AWS, I'm Z.S. Caraval from ZK Research, and thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on the next episode of ZKast.